just not enough. What do you do? What are we here for? What do you truly want when change is not enough? What do you do? Let's talk about it, the problems we face. Let's fight hatred, no time to waste. The mind is naked, we can see it without an x-ray. Life is easy if we work together. We're the keepers, we're the people, we're all equal, filled with purpose. The past has pain, it'll drive you, even make you take aim. But together is where we should aim. Together is where we should. What are we here for? What do you truly want when change is not enough? What do you do?
You listen to the Beef Evergreen podcast. My name is 45. I like to say I'm on the mic at least once a week doing this right here. Motorcycle talking. And I'm excited about that for sure. Let me fix my screen a little bit. So before I bring the guys in, I got to say, I kind of feel pretty cool. I mean, the show's been doing really well so far. People have been commenting. Some of the guys might need a bodyguard or two. But tonight's kind of exciting because, you know, we got some guys, as you guys already know, the real Louis Ortega. You already know Reese from Attack Yamaha. Tonight we got High Rev Trev, also MotoAmerica. So I'm kind of excited. We're going to have some fun tonight and talk about it. It's been a long week, so I think I feel like I got to play some music too tonight. So we might get into that and see. But sit down, you know, crack open what you need to crack open because we're gonna have some fun tonight. It's the Beef Ever Cool podcast. With no further ado, let's bring the guys in like we normally do. Hi, Rev Trev, man. Welcome to the Monday night podcast, man. Appreciate you coming on tonight. What's good, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I guess it is Monday, man. It's my girls' spring break, so it just almost feels like COVID all over again. Just locked down, not much to do, you know. So
Right.
It's good, man. But glad to be back on. Thanks for having me.
Nice, man. Now I know you race in MotoAmerica. Do you how much do you follow World Superbike and MotoGP and even BSB and some of the other classes?
Yeah, definitely MotoGP, World Superbike when the app isn't messing up. Not so much BSB, kind of what we see on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely, you know, I got my fantasy MotoGP going, so got to make sure I'm following that squad for sure.
Right. That's what's up. All right, man. We're gonna get everyone in, and then we're gonna chop it up and see what's happening. It's still a crazy break because of things that are out of our control, and you know, Qatar round isn't happening. Reese, man, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight, man?
What's going on, man? Everything's good. Just on my way home, get ready for Atlanta.
Okay, then that's what's up, man. When you say on your way home, because like when I say on my way home, I'm at least an hour away.
Yeah, you're an hour away. I'm a couple days away. I won't be home until Sunday and then fly out Tuesday for Atlanta. First round.
Man, that's what's up. You stay with the suitcase.
Live out of the suitcase, man. Try to go home and spend some quality time with the family before hit the road again.
All right, that's what's up, man. Are you excited with the break from MotoGP, or is you just gotta find something else to keep you occupied while you're on doing the miles?
I'm good. I don't need we could take a break because I'm gonna have a long season. So I could take a break. I'm gonna need it mentally.
No doubt, no doubt. I feel it. I feel you there. All right, man. We'll keep it moving. What's going on, Lewis, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm trying to get my machine to work properly. It's just not cooperating. Other than that, I'll be good. What's good, man?
Oh, according to some of our fans, it must be made in China because they only make complete trash in China.
Dude, listen, man. It's funny because like we forget about the tough times of all the manufacturers.
Well, it's funny because most of them are responding on a phone that was made in China.
Yeah.
Talking about they only make trash. Send.
Well, we're gonna set them straight. I mean, that's what we're doing, and apparently we were striking a nerve or two. So,
me striking a nerve or two.
Listen, man, I want you to be able to travel freely, man.
I can travel anywhere I need to travel, man. I've had people come up to me and say they disagree with me, but they're honest and they're respectful in their disagreement. And some of them have valid points, and some of them don't. I listen to their points. I won't get into a heavy debate with them, but I'll more than happy to listen to them and give them my opinion as they're giving me their opinion, and it's all respectful. It's all good.
Right.
It's part. It's part of the game.
Oh, no doubt. I'm seeing it in the comments. So, it is what it is. I guess let's talk about that, guys. I mean, you guys are all in the public eye when you're at the racetrack and stuff like that, and people come up to you. So, kind of, is there like training for that at the pro level where they tell you how to deal with people that don't necessarily agree with you? We're sorry, High Ref Trev.
Yeah. There used to be, not so much anymore. We all sign NDAs and kind of watch your P's and Q's online or in the public eye, and you just can't go around MFing everybody anymore. But there's no. If we were like a factory team or something like that, I'm sure we would have a media manager. I'm sure like Jet and Hunter and those guys on the Supercross side, they got a media manager that's like, hey, you got to stick to the script and thank your sponsors, and you can't be like Danger Boy type deal. But on my end of it, I'm kind of independent, even though I work for Honda, and and my views don't necessarily express, their opinion type deal. We're not necessarily we're in guardrails, but not as tight as it should be for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up. Mind your P's and Q's. What are your thoughts, Reese? How you deal with it? You gotta hang somebody over. I won't say anything.
Nah, I mean, unfortunately, I got to mind my P's and Q's a little bit more on the factory side. I mean, there is, like how Rev said, I mean, those guys, we do, they have a list of sponsors they got to thank and everything. They got to, stick to the script. But us guys on the crew guys, we still got to stick to the code of conduct, you want to say, be professional. I mean, we can't go around dropping F-bombs. You want to as bad as heck, but, we got to be respectful to the fans because they do come out and watch. But, it's something we do got to be respectful at times. But there's a lot of times you want to hang somebody by, just literally just cussing the hell out. But can't do that all the time.
Okay, no doubt. Lewis, man, I mean, you wouldn't get where you got to by hitting people in the nose. So. Maybe not in public.
You're on mute.
It all depends what shirt I have on at the moment. Obviously, the views and opinions as expressed by myself are my own.
That's
and
right.
do not reflect the views and opinions of my company. But if I'm wearing a company shirt and I'm in company mode, then I have to be a company man and conduct myself a certain way. But if I'm not in a company shirt, you get a different opinion, probably. you get slightly modified feedback.
Nice. We like the sound of that. Yeah, man. I'm trying to figure where to kick it off with, but let's do the MotoAmerica's in a couple of weeks, man, and we're excited for that. I guess I'm going to be there this time around. But for you guys, it's the routine and stuff like that. When it starts to get close, what does that feel like for you? What does preparation look like? What's the mindset? For me, I'm a fan, so I'm just excited because everything goes right. What's going on, Trev?
Yeah. For me, when the season's over, I don't know if other racers experience and stuff like that, but you kind of go through like this post-mortem depression, because the racing's over, the stress over, you take off that backpack, that weight you've been carrying all season with the training and trying to get results and sponsorship obligations and everything else like that. And then you kind of go on a little break, and then you got to get back into training. And then I'm back into training, but unfortunately right now we don't have our deal put together yet. So I'm kind of on edge and almost got the clutch pulled in a little bit in neutral, trying to get not too worked up. Because I think our first round won't be until MotoAmerica at this point. So yeah, just kind of excited because I will be at Road Atlanta. I'll be there just spectating and going out and talking to the sponsors and the fans and, doing the best I can to represent, my sponsors still with Hustle Hard and Forest R and of course Honda. But as of right now, we're on the, we're a spectator. So we'll be down there on the grid and stuff, but yeah, so I'm ready to rock and roll. We just got to get our deal finished up.
I got an extra mic, so you don't have to be a spectator.
yeah, absolutely, man. Put me to work, man. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, then that's what's up, man. We'll talk about that some more. Let's get to Reese, man. What's good, man? It seems like you're always working, so you're always prepared. So, how does it work, man?
I guess the intensity level starts kicking in, the stress level starts getting higher. Making sure everything is ready to go. I know I just left the shop, a couple of days ago. I know those boys over there, they got everything ready to go in the truck. Doing the last preparations. Last time I talked to the riders, I know they're ready to go. So, everybody's, kind of on edge and just that anxious moment, just like you're ready to start the show.
Okay. I hear that, man. I get anxious every day. Lewis, what's good, Lewis, man? What is it like for you? I think your season's a little bit different, or maybe you follow a few different trends. What is it like, man?
Yeah, my season's a little bit different. I have to kind of follow what's going on in the track, but it's not just track that I have to worry about. I have to worry about photo shoots for new products. I have to worry about when launch dates for new products are going to come out. I have to schedule these. I have to plan product seeding, content creation, content collection, going through all the materials and make sure that they're ready to distribute, ordering samples, looking at samples, ordering inventory for the US. My season never stops, so like racing is one part of it. It's work, but it's actually a little bit of a distraction from work to go to the racetrack for 2 or 3 days and just work with 7, 8, or 9 people, make sure that they're okay, make sure that everything they need is there and ready to go. That's actually a little bit easier, and just, relationship building. We have a lot of people that like to be in our products, but they have contracts with other people. And I'm not that guy. Like there's some guys in the paddock, but I'm not that guy that goes around the paddock like, hey, you want to come ride for me? If you ride for me, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. I don't go around stealing people's riders. I just don't. People ride for me because they want to be part of the team. They know how I treat them. They know how I take care of them. So it's a little bit different because when I go to the track and I talk to the guys that are in our gear, they're not necessarily in our gear because there's a contract, or they're not necessarily in our gear because I'm forcing them to be in our gear and they have to adhere to certain things. Most of them are in my gear because they want to actually be in the gear. They want to stand out. They want to have something different than everybody else. And they know that we're going to take care of them really, really well. So it's almost, it's work, but it's not work because it's like hanging out with a bunch of friends at a more professional track day is the way I look at it.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Doing a lot. I like it. I heard the model part, and I figure I should let you know, man. If you ever need someone in front of the camera, man, I got you.
Kind of in that same breath right there, that photo that's right there behind me, that is for the 50th anniversary Goldwing, and I was the stunt rider and the model for the 50th anniversary Goldwing for the entire world. So the global launch and campaign, I was the rider for that thing. So that's
so I should dream bigger, is what you're saying.
yeah, and then that's one of the reasons why we're most likely going to miss Barber as well, is because we have another product launch in Texas during that same weekend that I'm obligated to be at. So, yeah, it's duty calls type deal.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, man, we all know it. Let's talk about MotoGP's off for a little bit. World, I got to look at the calendar for World Superbike. I think they're off for a little bit too.
Yeah.
They're pretty wild. So they don't come back until May 5th for MotoGP, the French round. There's been some testing of the 850cc bike going on right now and stuff like that. A lot of silly talk with just the different contracts and so forth. But let's talk about the bike situation. Let's talk about Yamaha first, and we'll go through them. Is it much to expect from these bikes at this point? Is it too early in the season to start thinking about next year as far as what to expect from the 850cc bikes, or at this level, like it matters from like the day before day one? You start with high rev.
Yeah, I think you're kind of seeing that happen now. I think Ducati's kind of pivoted and maybe is starting to work towards 2027. And that's why we're not seeing the same type of performance we did in years past. And Aprilia's on the gas, right? So I think some of these other OEMs see blood in the water and are taking advantage of that and continue to develop, while the bigger OEMs are already looking to the future. They're looking, in the windshield instead of the rearview mirror.
Got you. What are your thoughts on that, Reese? Is Yamaha, they did, as he said, Ducati just looking towards the future, and which is tough for us as fans to watch, because the struggle has been real since last year for every rider except for the Marquez brothers last year. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, actually, I think that these guys are actually starting to look towards the future and kind of got their foot off the gas. I know Yamaha did already, so I mean, the other manufacturers that haven't been there, they're looking at it and trying to take advantage of it and trying to get that win. And I just think that they're actually looking at the future, because the 850 is a different animal in itself, going from 1,000 back down to the 850. So it's a whole new era, and no one has kind of data. So it's just, it's the last year of it. So what are we really gaining from these 1,000 anymore? It's time to look towards the future.
All right. So you agree that they should just put out what they have and just maintain, versus going to the end? Because it seems like Aprilia, they're trying to sit here and say, yeah, we might be able to steal one.
I mean, actually, they can steal one. I mean, you're trying. It's no more development of the 1,000, because what are you going to get? And you can't progress into the next year, because you're actually going back now to a 850. So it's really not progressing. It's really kind of try to start working on the 850, or hey, leave what we have. We can kind of modify it a little bit, but let's worry about more of the 850.
Gotcha. Lewis, man, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, is it more value in what these guys are saying, or is it better to sustain, the Petes, as far as, they've been winning now since 21. It would be nice for Ducati to win all the way up until they switch to 850. I mean, I know it's only 3 rounds. I'm not calling them out, but the struggle is real at the moment.
Yeah, the struggle is real. But I mean, if you look at who's struggling and the kinds of struggle, it's not like Ducati fell off a cliff. It's not like they completely went back to zero. Marquez is struggling because he's still dealing with injuries. But when he's able to get out and actually ride, I mean, he can still ride the wheels off the bike. It's just, he's dealing with injuries. Bagnaia showed some speed, but Bagnaia's not been consistent for almost a year and a half now. So for him to even get into the top 3 is a win in itself. Alex, I think he's kind of checked out, man. I think he's got that KTM deal in his back pocket. He's like, hey, I just need to get through this year, and next year I'll be a factory rider. So let me not overextend myself, maybe get hurt this year and start next season, in a bad situation with KTM. Fermin Aldeguer is coming back from injury. Morbidelli is Morbidelli, and the San Antonio is right up front with Pecco and with Mark. So it's not like they're finishing with the Yamahas in the back. It's just the Aprilia, the two Aprilia guys in the Aprilia package just is a little bit better. Do I think they're going to throw their hands up and just walk away from this year and not try to win? Absolutely not, man. There's a lot going on every single race. There's money involved. There's sponsorship money involved. There's renewal of contracts. I mean, they want to win. Everybody wants to win. Nobody shows up because they like, finishing last. So I don't think Ducati is going to throw up their hands and walk away and just give this to Aprilia. I think as Mark gets healthier, Digi continues to be consistent up in the top 5, and Pecco can kind of get his stuff together, I think Ducati is going to be right up at front battling with Aprilia. I mean, Marco Bezzecchi is not going to continue this run that he's on indefinitely. I mean, nobody can continue, win every single lap, every single race for so many races in a row. I mean, if you think about when this streak started, it started when he took out Marc Marquez. Then all of a sudden he became an incredible rider. Why? Because the best rider in the world, he took him out. And now he was, he had nobody else on his level. And he's still recovering from injury. I don't think he's a very good rider. He's a competent rider. I think Martin's also a very competent rider who's also coming back from injury. But I don't think they're going to run away with this. I think they're going to be very, very competitive against Ducati, probably the most competitive bike against Ducati since Ducati kind of came into this dominance that they're in right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but you got to remember there has been a streak before. I think Mark did 10 in a row, 11 in a row. So it's not impossible.
And Mark did it. I would say Mark did it against better competition than Bezzecchi's doing it against right now.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, think about who Mark did it against: Jorge Lorenzo, Valentino Rossi, Danny Pedrosa. Who's Pecco doing it against?
There's no aliens anymore.
Who's Bezzecchi doing it against? Pecco, who's got the consistency of wet diarrhea. Yeah. You've got Martin that will be great if you put him on a great bike because he can't set up a bike to save his life. So guess what? I made the bike great last year, so you get to jump on the bike and benefit from what I did last year.
Let's not talk about that. But
Way to go, Martin.
He does have a skill set. I mean, come on.
He can't set up a bike to save his life. You have to give him a bike that works.
We could probably say the same thing about Marquez with that too, right? And Marquez,
they build bikes around Marquez's style.
And we become unrideable towards the bikes.
And that's how good he is. He can actually ride a bike nobody else can ride.
I mean,
Martin can only ride a bike if every single bolt is torqued down to the exact specs he needs.
I'm just saying. I mean, Martin is closer to a Lorenzo, right? I mean,
Lorenzo.
Hell no.
He's closer to.
How many wins did he have when he won the title? Come on. I mean, I know there's a lot more rounds for sure, but come on, man. That dude had a lot of wins when he won the title.
He's not an alien, man.
And he's not even a Pedrosa.
Yeah,
that man is a squid. He ain't no alien.
I would say if anything, he's maybe closer to a Pedrosa.
But getting hurt.
Definitely getting hurt. The only difference between him and Pedrosa is he's been able to walk away with one championship. But it was a championship that was won because nobody wanted to win it. Okay. Every other weekend, him and Pecco took turns crashing out.
I'm okay with Martin being a Pedrosa. That's respectable. I mean, come on, that's that's a
Lorenzo.
That's the average at Harvard. I mean, come on, we'll take it. Let's talk about KTM because since we started with Yamaha. Well, we started with Ducati, but for KTM right now, it seems like Acosta is leaving. So, do you think KTM is doing, what manufacturers have done in the past, holding the secret sauce back because the rider's not going to be there next year? Or do you think KTM is again maybe sitting here saying, well, we got Acosta is pretty close, even though he hates us, but he's riding like he loves us. Bastianini is now starting to figure himself. I mean, listen, say what you want about Vinales, but like I at least got one screw in my hand, and sometimes I think it's moving. So I mean, to get that fixed, and if he can come back he got like 3 weeks off. So realistically, if Rossi can come back with breaking his leg in 2 places back quicker. You might have 3 guys in KTM that can say, hey, wait a second, Aprilia, we might be able to steal this one too. What are your thoughts, High Ref Trev?
Yeah, I think they've lost some of that top speed because they've been the fastest, right? And you saw at Coda that the Aprilia was just motoring by them. I think Luis hit the nail on the head when Alex gets over there. He's going over there for the money. Let's not kid ourselves. He has the Red Bull contract, and he doesn't have that Ducati money with the Grassini team and stuff like that. So when he goes over there, he's getting all that paycheck, and he's going to be able to do something with KTM for sure, I think. But they got to get the top speed back. But it's another one of those companies where I don't know if they're going to invest into the 1000 anymore. I think they're going to invest in the riders and get these guys that they need to be able to compete for the following season. They're going to get the Alex Marquez and some of those other cats. Pedrosa going, or not Pedrosa, Acosta going away. That's a big deal. They got to keep him, but who knows, man.
Right. Reese, man, what happened to the days where somebody will build something and it's a one-off and it don't matter how much it costs and they're going to keep building it? I mean, from a tuning point, from a mechanical standpoint, I mean, KTM, man, come on, they should be doing something right. Do you agree with the situation, or you think you just move on from a business standpoint?
In the days of a one-off is gone like the 70s, but I don't know, man. I mean, with them losing Acosta, that's a big hit. You know what I mean? That's a real big hit. KTM, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I disagree with you there with all three. I mean, Bastianini, I mean, he's had one round. I mean, he looked real good. Oh, man, listen, I still give him one.
It's 3 rounds. It's just 3 rounds. And he was nice on the Ducati before, he got hurt.
Sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. I'm tough. You know me. I'm tough. I'm tough. But I mean, Bastianini, I mean, he's showing a little bit of light. Vinales,
I'm saying by summer break, right? If these guys are top 8 by summer break,
stick a fork in Vinales, man. It's over. It's over. It's time to move on. It's time to maybe World Superbike, just like Morbidelli, something else. Just GP is not working for you. I don't know what's going on with him. He's very, 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 very inconsistent. I mean, I've been that way since Yamaha days with him. He's just very, very inconsistent. Some days he's hot, some days he's not.
The man with Aprilia, the man was on fire. They made a decision without consulting the man, and the man said, I'm out. Now with KTM, the man just got hurt. He was the fastest KTM last year until he got hurt. Come on, man. Like you can't just say the man was dusty.
I'm like Janet Jackson, man. What have you done for me lately?
Come on, man. Listen, man. We see what I was going to say. Bro.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's just
that is the lately though. Like he was nice for KTM last year until he got hurt. And I mean, the man's trying to come back, and he bought shares in the company.
Okay, but I mean, we could say that about Rins. Rins was good until he got hurt, and now he never recovered from that injury. He still limps around from that injury.
Yeah, but he just got out this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said summer break.
Nah, I mean, if he shows me some light after summer break, then I can see it. But I mean, I don't see it with Vinales, and I think Acosta is just pretty much mentally checked out. I think Acosta's like, I'm done. Like I'm already enough.
He can't be done in third in the championship and leading the championship after. He's not done. He's fighting till
he's not. I'm not saying he's not done. He's going to fight to the end. Okay. But as far as want to do anything more with KTM afterwards, it's it. He's going to push. I mean, every rider is going to push to the end because they want to win the championship. If there's an opportunity to win, they're going to take it. Right. So he's going to want to take the time to win. But as far as anything else afterwards, you could tell he's not. And he's like, I ain't know I'm leaving.
All right, Lewis, come on, man. When you look at the numbers, you got to see these 3 guys may be able to pull it off at KTM.
I mean, Acosta definitely has the best chance to pull it off this year for KTM than anybody else, but he won't be there next year. Like that's a guarantee unless something dramatic happens and the Brinks truck quadruples in sizes when it comes up his driveway. I don't see him staying at KTM. On Vinales' side, I will say Vinales has been hurt. Vinales pulled out of the last round because he started having pains again. He went back. I think he just got a different operation or some sort of scope on his shoulder. And so now he's got to go through the rehab and everything again to get his shoulder back in shape. And Vinales is a lot like a lot of these other guys. Vinales isn't 19 or 21 anymore. People don't realize Vinales has been doing this for a hot minute.
2015, right?
And as soon as you start getting to that 3 in the front of your birthday, like how many years you've been around? 30. It hurts and takes a little bit longer to heal. And undefeated, father time's undefeated. With that said, I still think if he recovers, if he gets back, if he gets his strength back, he's still a dynamic rider. And if Acosta leaves, he still has an opportunity at KTM to be their number one rider. Even with Alex Marquez coming in, Alex Marquez has shown flashes of brilliance. But, Vinales has been at the front for a long time on multiple different manufacturers. He's won on multiple different manufacturers. I believe if he wins with KTM, he'll be the first rider to ever win on 3 different manufacturers. So it's, I think he's got a lot to show for. He's still got a lot to go. I think Acosta is going to be out. I think the biggest problem KTM is going to have is KTM always relied on horsepower, and now they don't have the horsepower anymore. When they go to the 850cc's, they're not going to be the fastest bike down the straightaway. So they got to figure out how to fix all the issues they have with the bike, whether it's stability and braking, stability and turning. And they know how to make a race bike. I mean, they win in Moto2, they win in Moto3. For some reason, as soon as they put that big motor into their bike, they just can't put all the pieces together. So either they need to hire some outside engineer or replace some of the people that are working in the garage with some people from winning factories. I hate to say it, but maybe you got to poach a couple of people from Aprilia or poach a couple of people from Ducati and try to bring some of that magic over here. I mean, Ducati wasn't Ducati until they poached somebody from Aprilia. Right, and then all of a sudden, the Ducati became this de facto great bike. Why? They poached Gigi D'Eligia from Aprilia because he was dominating in World Superbike on the RSV4.
Right. Let me ask you this, though. With Vinales, didn't he win on the KTM on a tire pressure, or was that a second place he got, and then they took it away from him?
I think it was a second place, and they took it away from him.
Okay. All right. At least he was on the podium.
I think he's won on 3. I think he's won. And it happened at Coda a couple years ago.
Yeah, he won on Suzuki. He won on Yamaha,
Suzuki,
Yamaha, and he won on Aprilia. He hasn't won on the KTM yet.
He wasn't on the KTM. He'd be the first guy to do 4.
But he's been on the podium, and they took
first
it
guy to do 4. Yeah, I think he's gotten 3 though.
All right. Just a second. People in my ear telling me, that doesn't add up. Let's talk about these silly rumors, man. I mean, I hear that Bastianini may be going back to Gresini alongside Alonso. Is that a good look for Bastianini? Or just he should be happy to be in the league in the MotoGP paddock? Or is this like this should be another factory team, whether Yamaha or someone else should pick up Bastianini? Because the man's nice. Granted, he didn't get enough time on the KTM, so I don't. That KTM has a bad habit of keeping people 1 year, 2 year. They did it to Ika. They did it to Remy. You know what I'm saying? They did it to one of the Lowe's brothers, Sam Lowe's. Shouldn't KTM?
Yeah, but they got Brad Bender that they've kept around for way too long now.
I wonder about that, but why do you think that is, Trev?
No clue. I scratch my head every Sunday, every week, race weekend on why is Brad Bender still in the paddock? Why is Alex Rins still in the paddock? Because it's one thing if your results aren't there and you're marketable, right? Like a Jack Miller, a Top Rack, a Zarco. Those guys are marketable. So the sponsors love them regardless of their results. You almost have to even question like a Mir. Like, why the hell are we at Honda still keeping Mir around? He crashes more than anybody, with 0 results. There's not even a flash of brilliance anytime. So, man, that's the one I scratch my head at all the time. It's like, dude, why are some of these cats still there? Do they got some daddy big bucks that are bringing in money, or are they helping out the team somehow, or are they bringing a sponsor in? And I don't see Rins bringing in a sponsor. I don't see some of these other cats bringing in a sponsor that's going to help the team out. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe they just drop off suitcases of money. No one asks any question because they just cover the cost. What are your thoughts, Reese? Man, I mean, why is KTM not keeping Bastianini? And for Bastianini going back to Grazzini where he made it to the factory, I mean, he's not ready to come out of the MotoGP factory seat yet.
No, he's not ready to come out of the GP seat yet. He still has some time left. I mean, he still can do some work in there, give him the right, team, the right bike, the right people behind him to support, and he can actually put some work in. So he's one that, I don't know why they're getting rid of, like Hi-Rev says, it's some of these guys that are still there. It's just like, why? It's all politics, and it's just like it is. Like he says, it's all marketable. How much of a bag are you bringing in and helping the teams, sponsorships and whatever you're bringing in? And those guys, a lot of those guys aren't marketable anymore. It's kind of over and done with. Jack Miller, everyone's talked so bad about Jack and say Jack. I'm like, no, Jack is a crowd pleaser. He's a crowd favorite. He brings in money. I actually spoke to Jack at the airport when we were leaving GP, and to see the guy, come down the outside of the track after the race and just ride by the fans and go into the pit, that tells you something on who Jack is. So I just don't understand why would you get rid of somebody let somebody as far as Bastianini go, and not keep him and try to have him on one of your top bikes. And me personally, like I said, if Vinales doesn't come back healthy, I mean, Vinales and Brad Binder will be gone, and bring Bastianini and Alex in there, and then see what they can do. And then you'll have two marketable guys, two guys that can ride and put some work in. So
I agree with that, man. I like that lineup. Keep Bastianini. Lewis, I know you're crunching the numbers. I mean, sometimes it's nice just to keep an artist around that has a good voice, that may not sell a lot of records because a lot of people don't understand it. But man, when you listen to it, it sure sounds good.
Yeah, but even good artists eventually start to show their age and lose some of their value. I mean, I'd love Phil Collins, but I wouldn't go see him in concert today. My man can barely walk, I mean, there comes a moment where you lose your value, no matter how valuable you think you are.
Right. Well, now, is that the people behind the desk making that choice, or is it actually the artist? Because the people behind the desk,
here's the thing. Fans would like to think they're the ones making the choice because they're a fan favorite. Fan favorite doesn't mean shit. If I'm spending $3.5 million to put you on a bike and you're not giving me any results, okay. At the end of the day, results are what matter. You could be a fan favorite all you want. Are you bringing money to my team? Because let's look at Honda a couple years back when they had a different lineup. They had what's the gentleman's name? The English gentleman.
Cal Crutchlow.
Cal Crutchlow always complained about the fact that he was on a satellite bike and they were always asking him to bring more sponsors. And if he brought more sponsors, they would put better equipment on his bike. So they had him, Honda had him out there on shitty Showa suspension, because Honda is a owner of Showa, or a majority owner of Showa. And he said, I needed Olin suspension. And his team told him, well, then bring us money for Olin's parts. Some of these guys do have financial backing that help them stay in racing. Don't think that it's talent alone. The Lowe's brothers, one of the Lowe's brothers just happens to be married to the daughter of the owner of a team. They're talented guys, but their crash receipt for the past 10 years, you could build a new factory to build Ducatis with all the parts that they've crashed in.
Maybe trying to get a divorce.
Yeah, it's time for a divorce. So some of these guys are there because of popularity. Some of these guys are there because of talent and popularity. And some of these guys are there because of popularity and money with a hint of talent. Because let's be honest, there's been some people that have gotten to MotoGP that you're like, how'd that guy get a MotoGP? That
Right.
guy sucks.
Remember that one year that guy bought one ride, like he and everybody, well, Rossi was just kind of like, you kind of got to earn it.
Yeah.
Go up, it's dangerous.
I mean, I can't remember the gentleman's name right now, but his father owned the track I think his father owned Brunel. And he was one of the original ART bikes. So these were like the modified street engines on or CRT bikes. He sucked, but his father owned a track and had a shit ton of money. So guess what? His son that barely did well in Moto 2 got a MotoGP ride and stayed in MotoGP for many years until his dad was like, I'm not floating that anymore.
Carl Abraham.
Carl Abraham. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Carl Abraham.
Yeah.
His dad owns a track.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell somebody that owns a track that you go to, we're not going to let your son ride?
Yeah.
He didn't deserve that ride, but he stayed in MotoGP for how many years? Because again, his dad kept floating. And as soon as daddy cut the wallet off, where's Kyle Abraham now? Right now,
Man,
driving a UPS truck.
Nah, man, he's
Probably not. I mean,
he's second
rich,
in
so
line.
we don't need to drive a UPS.
Nothing
truck.
wrong with driving a UPS truck, man.
It's hyperbole. It's called hyperbole.
Pagula, something like that. Her dad owns the Sabres and the Bills, and she plays tennis. She doesn't have to grind out there on the pro circuit, but she's out there grinding. You know. So,
Yeah, who's that tie rider that Petronas sponsored? It wasn't Chantra, it was somebody else, but it was same scenario.
Yeah, same scenario. They come if you come with enough money, you can and just the right amount of talent, you can find your way into the MotoGP paddock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like you can find your way into any paddock.
For sure.
You know, that's just what it is. There's 5 or 6 guys right now in MotoGP that don't need to be in MotoGP. Either they're too old, they're too slow, or they're just not bringing any results. But for some reason or other, they're still in MotoGP because either they have money that they're bringing with them. So some of the satellite teams, especially satellite teams that are always looking for extra money, they'll be more than willing to keep dragging along a dead body as long as the check clears.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a couple of guys in our paddock that does the same thing.
Yeah.
They bring in money.
Every paddock, there's those guys that don't have the top level talent, but they got the top level wallet, and they'll keep getting the rides that everybody else kind of doesn't get because, you know, money buys a little bit more than just goodwill.
Right. So let me say this, guys, right? Because that's been going on from, you know, not necessarily pre NASCAR, but that's been going on for a long time. You're paying for the ride. Right. So is this a situation where, and there's 2-part questions, really. Is this good for the sport in general? But it's been going on for so long as well. So this is kind of the only way that we know, because it you know, you had something that came off the streets essentially that now we're doing at a gazillion-dollar industry, you know, globally, globally. So, I mean, is this good for the sport? Should this something that should be changed? Can we change? I mean, we saw what Michael Jordan did with NASCAR, so we can't say can't.
We also
you
saw
can
him
say
do baseball. So you can't.
That's not a high rev show.
Yeah, man, I don't know. You know, the racing business is exactly what it is. We're in the entertainment business. When you really kind of look into it, and we're there to sell product, you know, win on Sunday, sell on Monday type deal is kind of the idea. But it's just getting eyes on your product, and that's where kind of the sponsorship comes in from, and that's why we got guys in the paddock that necessarily don't belong there. Shit, you could even say I'm one of them, but I'm pretty good at marketing. We got good results, but are we going to beat JD? Hell no. You know, we're going to be fighting for maybe a top 15, a top 12 on a good day. You know, if it's raining, we'll be maybe a little bit further up. But no, man, it's money talks, man. And it doesn't matter what the industry is, what the sport is. Money brings everything. You could even look at boxing, you know, Jake Paul freaking crap shows, you know, look how much money that stuff brings in, and it's not even a real sport, you know, it's all fixed. So it's kind of the same way with our sport. We're no different. We're not immune to having sponsors and needing the money. Hell, MotoAmerica doesn't have any money, so they're going to take everybody they can to try to fill up that paddock for sure.
Gotcha. Well, we're seeing that with the rule changes for this year, so it'll be interesting how that plays out. Reese, what are your thoughts, man?
I mean, he's right. Money plays a big part in this thing, man. I mean, it's like almost what they say, money makes the world go round. I mean, do I think they'll ever change it? No. You know, I've been seeing it for a long time. I've been in that paddock, what now, 12 years, and you can see it in certain aspects, certain smaller teams or anything like that. Money does make the world go round, and it's never going to change. It's always going to be the same, but it's, you know, they're trying to take on every sponsor.
Jordan did it though. He changed NASCAR.
That's Jordan.
I know, but so we can't say never. We just got to find a Jordan of motorcycle racing. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different story. But I'm just saying, NASCAR was like that for a long time, and those dudes were whatever happened in that courtroom, like that. If there's any video, anything, that's a gazillion. That's worth a lot because these dudes walked in there saying ain't never, and came out and said they let Jordan talk on, just nodded their head with him. I don't know what he did in that room, bro. But we seen that, and now a lot of other teams are eating because of that, right? So, I mean, might be possible. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, it might be possible, but I mean, it's going to take somebody of that caliber and that nature to put a change into it. And at this point in time, we don't have anybody like that. I mean, somebody that has that kind of backing, someone that kind of has that kind of funding, that kind of power, that kind of nature. I mean, we just don't have it. So it's going to be that way for a long time before we see a change.
And he's also coming out more too, because we see him being interviewed a lot more than he's ever been interviewed ever. So I mean, he's also playing a part. So it's not like he didn't give up something. I'm pretty sure. Lewis, man, you know, you two want to be in that room in that courtroom and hear what went down, or you know, as long as the cash is coming in, you don't really care where it's coming from.
No, I saw the recaps in the news of what went down in the courtroom. And what went down in the courtroom is he proved his point that, you know, NASCAR is fixed. NASCAR is designed to make sure that the people at the top make their money, and that the people that are actually going out there and putting on the show are mitigated to what they're mitigated to. Like, this is what the contract is. And he was able to show that, you know, there's a monopoly there. There's an inability for teams to be profitable, and the only ones that are being profitable is NASCAR. And he went in there and proved it, and that's what changed NASCAR. The thing is, how do you do that? I mean, you said we need a Michael Jordan. We had a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan used to race, and you know what he realized? Racing motorcycles sucks. You don't make any money. The people that run it, you know, are not really doing a great job at that time. And, you know, sometimes I'm a little critical of MotoAmerica, even though I know the people that are working there. I'm still a little critical of them because I still think that there's a lot of things being left on the table by MotoAmerica. And, you know, I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it's complacency, that it's the same people that are running it year in and year out. I don't know if it's complacency and just not wanting to go that extra mile and try to find new sponsors or find sponsors that are out of the box, or, you know, for them to kind of leave it on the riders' shoulders to go out there and find new sponsors. I mean, I look at the sponsors, and every year it's the same list of sponsors minus maybe 10 or 12 sponsors that are new for the year. It's always the same exact who's who of, you know, giving free stuff to racers or sponsoring racers. And, you know, every year I get an email from them as well. Hey, do you want to sponsor this? Do you want to sponsor that? And then they send me the metrics, and it's like, why? Why would I sponsor this? I mean, you know, you just finally now have a TV deal that's viable, because for how many years you were just, you know, streaming on YouTube and streaming on your own app. Now you finally have a TV deal that's somewhat viable. Let's see how it plays out. But again, how is this money that you're making here helping all the people down the road? If only you're making money, if only you're bringing in money at the top, but it's not trickling down. It's like the UFC. Like right now, there's a big push in the UFC because the UFC just sold their rights to Paramount for like $7 billion. But you got dudes that are fighting for $10,000 a show, $10,000 to win.
Right.
Do you know how much it costs to train for 3 months or 4 months to go to a fight, to prep, to then get $10,000 to show and maybe $10,000 to win? You know, some of these guys are on welfare. They're getting WIC just so they can fight in the UFC, but the UFC just sold for $7 billion.
Right?
Like, how does that make any kind of sense? And now the UFC is trying to, get the Ali rule changed so they can push through and get into boxing and get into these other sports. Like, you've already, you made a great product. Now you need to pay your athletes. Even the women in the WNBA got a raise. And, I hate to say it, I don't watch the WNBA, man. I've seen more, I've seen less bricks thrown up putting the projects up in New York.
Come on, man.
Real talk, yo.
Come on,
Real talk. Bro. I've been to Alphabet City, man. There's less bricks it took to put all of Alphabet City up in New York than 1 year of NBA players.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. I ain't see that
I'm here
many
for the
bricks,
heat,
man.
man. I'm here for the heat. Anybody who disagrees with me, they can go in the comment section.
Come on, man.
I gotta disagree with you.
I see him dunking.
I
I
don't.
see him shooting.
As a racer,
You see him
I don't
dunking?
agree.
What? Come on.
Yeah.
Did they lower the rim? Ain't nobody in the WNBA dunking.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying.
I seen a high school girl dunk. She's 6'2" and she's coming out as sophomore. I'll send you the video.
I'll say the last 10 years, the last 7-8 years of the WNBA, it's been kind of fun to watch. That's all I gotta say. I mean, is it where the NBA's at? No, they should be paid based on what they're bringing in, like you say. The numbers. I mean, and I know they don't say that when like I'm not trying to turn that kind of show, but where they talk about pay me what you owe me kind of thing. It's just kind of like when you get them numbers, then they should pay you what you owe you. But you create them numbers, we can't pay you. That's EBT or whatever. Lewis is,
and here's the thing: MotoAmerica viewership is limited by MotoAmerica. If MotoAmerica doesn't go out of their way to try to expand viewership, to try to find new avenues to promote themselves, then guess what? Everybody that rides in MotoAmerica is limited by the exposure of MotoAmerica. Is it my job as a rider to go out there and try to promote MotoAmerica when MotoAmerica isn't doing it themselves?
No, I agree.
If that's the case, I'm going to get the money. I'm going to put it in my pocket. Hey, you want to be my sponsor? This is how much it's going to cost.
As a rider, I can tell you, Luis is dead on. He's dead on, man. I mean, we pay to be the clowns in the circus.
Yeah.
And we're putting on the show and we legit pay to put on the show, and the sponsors, try to get exposure. And unfortunately, if there's not a bunch of extra content happening in the live show itself, we don't get that exposure. There's just not enough time in a 30-minute sprint race. A superbike race is 32 minutes. They don't have enough time to go through the pack like they do in a 3-hour NASCAR race and highlight somebody and talk about, here's 10th through 15th battling. Here's the next guy. They don't have time to go down and talk to a crew chief or somebody like that. There's just not enough time in the program. So unfortunately, on that aspect, that's where the 99% of the riders, legit 99, they pay to be, and even the Hayden Gillums of the world, they're paying to be there. And we don't have a billionaire, like we don't have a Michael Jordan. There's a couple millionaires in the paddock for sure, but there's not a billionaire bringing in anything. So, but
even the millionaires in the paddock, they're worried about their little circle inside the paddock. They're not really doing anything to make that circle bigger. They're
not. And if you look at some of those setups, it looks like a freaking flea market. You got all this money and it's set up like a damn flea market, man.
Yeah.
So,
and again, this is maybe where MotoAmerica can get involved and say, hey, these are the top 12 teams. Here's what we would like you to do. We'll actually split some of the costs with you so there can be some uniformity in the way that we look.
Right. Yep.
It's great that we have 10 rigs,
right?
But not every rig looks the same. Not every setup outside the rig looks the same. Like there's some people that have great setups, beautiful rigs, everything like that. I'll give TAC Yamaha a little bit of credit because I know Reese bust his ass putting that kit up. They got a nice little, hospitality area. They've got their garage.
Yep.
You look at the Harley Davidson bagger team. They've got a beautiful setup. But then you look at some of these other teams. They have a rig, and then behind the rig, they got a 10x10 or a 10x12 pop-up canopy. Like, yo, what the hell is this, man? They're selling T-shirts out of a 10x10 next to their, and it's like, yo, this is where MotoAmerica can come together and say, hey, instead of all of you individually selling your T-shirts, we're gonna make a T-shirt booth like we do in MotoGP. All the T-shirts come to us. Yep. We sell all the T-shirts. We keep a small percentage just for the work of putting up the one consolidated vendor area. And then we spread the money back based on the SKUs. So if you give me these SKUs, anything that sells in these SKUs at the end of the week, there's guys that didn't get paid for 6 months last year after wins for winning.
I got 1099. I didn't get my check till February.
Yeah, look at that. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy that you're a professional sports league and dudes are knocking on your door 3 months after they won. Like, sir, can I please have my food? I'm hungry. Like, what the fuck, bro? This ain't Oliver Twist. I don't need more porridge. I need my porridge now. I won last week. I want my check this week.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I won't show up next week.
Entertainment with Supercross or something like that. You know, same thing. Just like how you were saying, those riders don't sell trucks or T-shirts out of their truck.
No.
It's all in a merch truck. And if you want Tomac shirt, you want Hunter shirt, it's all right there.
You know what merch MotoAmerica sells out of their truck? MotoAmerica's merch.
Yeah, and they give it away at the end of the year for $3 a piece.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, there's little things that could be done that would just bring a little bit more professionalism and help all the teams make a little bit more money. Even if it's a minimal amount, there's still just ways to make the show better, ways to make sure that every team gets a little bit more money, ways to bring everybody together so that there's more consolidation and that the wealth goes out. Because again, we want the paddock to be accessible to the fans. We want people to go up to a rider and be like, hey, can I take a picture with you? We want all these things, but we also need to look like we're professional. And right now it looks like a glorified club race in some areas.
So in this, what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's more organizational than it is fans. Because you were talking about this earlier. You said it's not the fans, right?
It's not the fans. We got the fans are there. They're there. Lewis is 100% right. There's little small things that MotoAmerica needs to adjust and fix just to make it a little bit more professional. Because if you actually go to a lot of the rounds, you damn near can't walk around. Like, you go to Road America, you go to like Ohio. I mean, damn it, Jersey last year. I'm from there, and they were parking at the other track to come to the one track to watch.
Wow.
So the fan base is there. It's there. It's just with MotoAmerica itself, the club, the organization, just give it a little bit more a professional look. That's it. And it will turn itself around and 100%.
Right.
Because if you actually look at like Supercross, or I say it all the time, you look at Supercross, MotoGP, what is it? It's nothing but a damn show. That's all it is. They just put on a show, and that's all you have to do.
Right. So is it a matter of, like any business, is it time for people who are a little bit larger to step in and help out? Because, with any business, you always need some outside money at some point to get to the next level. Is MotoAmerica in the current state is where it's at, and now they need outside investors or whatever to take it to the next level, to bring it to start to bring it to the levels of motocross?
No, I mean, yes and no. There's actual new people that's in there that left like certain organizations that are very good at media, and you need media and you need investors. That's the two top things. You need more media in there, that like a young, fresh look that actually will know what they're like. Hey, this is what we need to do. This is to cater to the fans. It's right, to cater to the fans. You need to cater to them. Just put on a show. The younger crowd, and the investors to actually invest a little bit more money to actually be able to purchase certain things. Like Lewis said, we just got a good TV package finally now. So it's like, all right, let's see where it goes. But now you need more investors to actually invest in certain little things that we actually need and at the track. If you look at, like, you go to GP, they had a lot of venues there, like a lot of, merch where you can buy certain things you can do. We don't have that kind of actual setup that we can do there at MotoAmerica. They need that. Fans want to come, and they just want to be part of something. Right. A lot of them guys that went to GP, all they want to do is just be part. Say, yeah, I wear a Ducati shirt, I'm part of Ducati. No, you're not. But they just want to be part of something. That's all. They just want to rep their brand, rep their rider, and be part of something.
Right. And is it like an identity crisis? Because when I tell people about motorcycle racing, I always say MotoAmerica is the equivalent of the NBA of motorcycle racing in the U.S. It's the highest level you can do, right? Is it an identity crisis where they're not realizing the status they have? I mean, we have, like when people, I can't believe I'm quoting.
I think that's the problem. Is you think they're the NBA? They're the WNBA. We don't have an NBA in the U.S. for motorcycle racing. We really don't. Like, this is supposed to be the pinnacle of U.S. road racing, and it's not the NBA. It's not the NHL. It's not the MLB. It's not the NFL. It's the CFL, the WNBA. I mean, there's college sports that are better put together than motorcycle racing.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, if you even look at sponsorship wise, like, where is our energy drink guy? Where is our Red Bull athlete? Where is our Monster athlete? We got a billion Mission Tortilla athletes.
But you can only eat so many tortillas, by the way.
Their chips suck too. the tortillas are great.
I like Mission chips. The ones that are shaped like little motorcycles, I like those.
The little motorcycles and Indy cars or Formula One cars, whatever. But where's that athlete? I mean, everywhere else has that, right? Literally everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're a triathlete, diver. I mean, you're a hot air balloon racer. You get a Red Bull sponsorship, and we don't have any rider that's even sponsored by Red Bull or Monster anymore. So even those big companies that are so well diverse are not investing into MotoAmerica, right? And there's a problem there.
Right. So I disagree, Louis, because I had Eric Woods on an interview, and these guys are making 7 figures once upon a time. So definitely bigger.
Once upon a time.
Definitely bigger than all the leagues that you mentioned. But like WWE and all wrestling, when they took their dive, they figured it out. So is it more situation again? Is it an identity crisis? Because they are bigger than in the fans' eyes. It is like the NBA. Regardless of, I know, like I said earlier, when you used to getting backstage passes and all that and hanging out on stage while artists are performing, it's different to be in the crowd as a fan, because you got these perks. So I mean, is that what it is? It's just identity crisis still? Because like I said, once upon a time they were great. And it's still great as far from a writer's perspective. Right, but we're more talking about business and marketing and how to have people sustain the sport long term.
People could make 7 figures in the 90s and early 2000s because the motorcycle industry in the U.S. was blowing up. Suzuki was selling like 1 million motorcycles a year. You could throw a rock and hit 17 GSXRs before the rock hit the ground at most parking lots at bike nights. Now you go to a bike night, you throw a rock, you might hit 10 bikes. It's not the same. It's not the same that it used to be. It really isn't, man. You shake your head all you want, but even though it's growing again, it's starting to regrow, because I do see a lot more young people coming into the motorcycling now. But there was a good 15, 20 years that it was a barren wasteland.
Correct.
Of just guys in their mid-20s getting into their mid-40s without new riders coming in, and guys that were in their 40s getting into their 70s without new riders coming in. Now, in the past maybe like 7 years or 8 years since COVID, we've seen more young riders come in because COVID gave us like the artificial boost. Everybody got money. Hey, I've always wanted to buy a motorcycle. Now's my time to buy a motorcycle. I can go out. I can do it myself. I don't have to wear a mask. Nobody's going to stop me. And hopefully we can grow off that, but it's going to take time to grow off that. But for how many years did we just kind of meander around? We went from MotoAmerica AMA to DMG, who tried to turn it into NASCAR and didn't turn it into NASCAR. It destroyed the sport for years. Then we went to, finally we went to MotoAmerica, which was bought by people that are invested in motorcycle racing. But now we're pretty deep into this MotoAmerica experiment. And we're still kind of flat, man. We've grown a little bit. We've, introduced different series, the Bagger series and this and that. But even the Bagger series, yes, it's bringing in a new crowd, and it's giving riders an opportunity to make money. That's my thing. At the end of the day, I always like to see riders have an opportunity to make money. But when I see 6 baggers lining up, I'm like, this sucks, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're racing for best of 6, you know, and you
8-lap
know
races,
that the Harley,
2-lap shootouts.
yeah, and you know that the Harleys and Indians, that the 2 factory teams are going to put all their money into those bikes. So anybody that's on like the satellite-ish bikes, it's not the same, man.
Right. I feel you, Reese. You were going to say something.
I mean, I agree with Lewis 100%. I mean, coming from, many years ago when I used to work in a dealership, and I still know a lot of my district managers, they'll tell you like it did take a dive, and then it did come back with COVID. But you see a lot of young kids nowadays buying the smaller bikes. They're actually buying, like, I'll use Yamaha for an example, like the R3s, the R7s, the GSX 800s. They're buying a small bike. They're doing like a lot of the Europeans are doing, where they buy the small bikes where they can commute to work, or they could do that all day and use them every day. That's helping the industry grow big time. And it's weird to say it. Like, we all came out, we were buying the 600s, the 1000. The kids now are buying the smaller bikes, and then finally later on growing into the bigger ones. But it does help. And then, like I said, you used to work at a dealership. The sport never really died because it's still there. But the problem is, 1, the banks suck. 2, the pricing of these bikes suck. I remember buying an 08 R1, and I bought it for damn near almost $8,000. Now I'm trying to buy an R1 for $20,000. Like, I'm up there at Ducati prices. That's insane. So that hurts the industry right there a lot. But I always used to say, and coming in, us as consumers, we are our own worst enemy. You got everybody out there that saw us race and want to race, and I want this in a bike, I want this. And now when the manufacturer put it out there and they put it to you, I don't want it because it costs too much. Well, that's what you wanted. I didn't want to go buy it. I want it in there when I get it from the factory. Now you got it, but now you don't want to spend the money. And that's what happens. And they keep giving you new stuff, and now you don't want it. It's just like how when Yamaha brought the R1S out, nobody wanted it because they was like, oh, this is cheap. I'd rather buy the R1, the standard R1. Yeah. But so we as consumers are our worst enemy, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Do you agree with that, High Rev?
Yeah, 100%. We want all the cool tech, but the tech comes with the price. And now you see guys like CF Moto come into the play. Used to be the middleman.
Don't Chinese, man. You get skewered.
You get skewed out here with them Chinese prices.
I'm telling you, they used to be the middleman, and now they are the man. Unfortunately, they are coming in hot with their stuff. They don't have to upsell it, whatever. They're coming at price points. They're coming with cool tech. Reliability is still maybe a question because they're still so new. We don't have 10 years. We only have 10 years of reliability to kind of prove their track record yet. But they're coming out with really cool stuff. You see them with Valentin just kicking ass in World Super Sport. So that's just going to help their cause. I mean, it does look like an R1 Ducati / BMW swing arm on a little 800.
Right.
But
what do you think that meeting is like after losing to ZX Motor in Ducati or MV Agusta or Yamaha?
It's coming, man. They could just cut out. They used to be the middleman. Yeah. Right? Every factory uses Chinese parts. I mean, Honda has 23 different factories throughout the world, from Mexico to China to Thailand to here in the U.S. to obviously Japan and Italy and Brazil, everywhere else, right? So now China is like, we'll just sell it ourselves direct to the consumer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way supply chain works. This is supply chain 101. If you go through every single part on every motorcycle, you're going to find probably 20 to 30% of the parts on most motorcycles made today, regardless of the manufacturer, came from China. In one way or another, they came from China.
100%.
And, if China's already producing all these parts, then they just got to put all the parts together themselves and make a bike. They already have everything they need. This is the way supply chain works. Ford trucks made in America, built in Mexico with Chinese parts. Like, that's, in everything that we do and every day, everybody supplies everybody else with parts to build what we need. And China just happens to be one of the biggest suppliers in the world for certain materials. I mean, they have enough space where they have the environment to actually mine these materials. They can make steel. They can make certain polycarbonates right there. They can produce all these raw materials. They can make silica. They can make microchips and processors, and they have copper there. They can make their own wire, and they have the manufacturing capability. That's why everybody looks to them to buy parts.
Yep.
100%. I mean, I bought this shirt from Motegi, Japan, from the Honda Collection Hall in Motegi, Japan myself. I bet you this shirt was built or made in Bangladesh. You know what I mean?
Probably.
So India will be the next country that comes out. I'm like, Japan is now the model.
Well,
And you're going to see like Hero come into the play and stuff like that. So it's coming.
No doubt. Man, well, I mean, the time goes by fast, guys. I think it's a good place to end. I want to thank all the fans, all the folks that follow, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow. Check out beforevercool.com. We'll plug all these guys' IG page as well, and all the information in the description, so you have it and all that fun stuff. We don't want to hire bodyguards, so be nice.
I'm 6'4", man.
That's Lewis. That's Lewis over there. I had it one time so far. One time so far.
People love me, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. People
right.
love me. They do.
We might have to schedule an online class, show and tell or something to get people. We appreciate it. We're doing something really good, because if we weren't, you guys wouldn't be commenting and challenging us and challenging what we know and all that fun stuff. But that's why I got these experts on, so they get to say all that fun stuff, and you yell at them when I tell you to stop, because
I know. We're gonna get the yelling coming here next week, man. There's gonna be some angry people coming here.
People love always.
We're gonna be at Road Atlanta, so look for us.
Yes, all of us.
And
we'll be there.
Remember, it's the South. It's a carry state. So,
I carry all the time.
So come at us the right way. No, seriously, like if you guys have questions, if you guys have comments, we love to actually see them, because it gives us something to talk about the next time we get together. Sure. I've gotten a bunch of questions, and I try to like throw my answers in, or when we're just talking generally. So I don't specifically point out the question that I was asked, but I try to throw it out there. But yeah, the interacting with the fans online and in person. I mean, we see this channel growing. We've seen the metrics. We've seen just the fan reaction. So it's great, man. This is what we wanted, and now we got it. So we can't complain.
You can always come up to the truck and ask me. You'll see us, and I'll be there. And just ask any questions you want. We'll always answer your questions.
No doubt. We're here to share. So that's what it's all about. Really appreciate it. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. I want to thank High Ref Trev for coming in. Definitely check him out. Get his Honda apparel. Go to the Honda dealers that he supports and tell them High Ref sent you. I want to thank Reese from Taki Yamaha for always coming on. The real Luis Ortega as well, the numbers guy. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.